you for bearing with us as we work out that minor snafu. Emily and I are excited to welcome you this evening for Shabbat, and I'm excited that we got it worked out just in time to share with you a special guest musician who's joining us this evening. Rebecca Clausen, our amazing ECDC music teacher and musician extraordinaire, leads us in our next prayer.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Shabbat Shalom, we're so glad you are with us. Hopefully the sound is working out a little bit better at this point, and excited to have you with us. Excited to have our Florida contingent and our Mount Lebanon contingent, Upper St. Clair, and all around as we join in words of Lecha Dodi found in our prayer books. I'm sorry?
Do you want to do the candle lighting first?
Oh, Emily reminds me that the candles are lit behind me and we should join in that prayer.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And we continue our welcoming on page 20 with words of Lecha Dodi, welcoming the Sabbath into our midst, bringing us an extra dose of sanctity, some rest perhaps on these challenging and troubled days.
Lecha Dodi likrakala pene Shabbat nekabla. Lecha Dodi likrakala pene Shabbat nekabla. Shamor v'zachor belibo echad ishmianu el hamichad Adonai echad u'shemo echad Shemo tiferet ve'likila. Lecha Dodi likrakala pene Shabbat nekabla. Lecha Dodi likrakala pene Shabbat nekabla. Likrat Shabbat lecho v'necha ki mekor habracha merosh mikerem netzucha sof maaseh b'machshvat tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabla. Hitoreri, kiva orech, kumi ori, uri, shir taberi, kvod Adonai, alayich nikla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabla. Boi v'shalom, atzeret bala gam mesimcha, uvtzola toch emune, am segula boi chala. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
I'm so glad that you are joining us as we welcome Shabbat. Rabbi Don Rossoff's practice last year was to go around the congregation asking for everyone to share a moment of gratitude. This evening, Emily and I would love to have you share a moment of righteousness as we prepare for the central portion of our service with Sadiq Katamar, asking that we may be righteous, that we may continue to flourish. There is so much good in this world. What have you seen? Perhaps what have you done that has brought a smile to your face, a smile to those around you, that has made the world a better place? One thing that I find especially righteous, building on the word tzedakah, is with Michelle Markowitz, David Weisberg's Temple Board of Trustees and professional staff matching donations from the congregation, raising just over $10,000 for the South Hills Interfaith Movement. It was a tremendous act of righteousness. I'm curious what else you are doing, what else you are seeing out there that makes this world a better place. Use the comment box as we join in page 22 on the bottom of the page.
Tzarikata ma'ifrach, kes bavarnon iske, shetudim bevet Adonai, bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu, Or yenuvun mitzeva, deshenim levananim iyu, lehagid ki yashar Adonai, tzuri ve'lohav latabo.
It is a pleasure to welcome you all for Shabbat. I apologize for the technology issues on the beginning. I clicked on the wrong thing to enable our audio, but I'm glad you're able to hear us now as we continue with words of Shalom Aleichem on page 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Ki Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barechem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeichim l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Yitkada v'yitkada shemei rabba v'amad yivrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael bagala bagala uv'yizman kariv v'meru amen Yehei shmei rabba mevorach le'alam u'lame'amaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithalel v'yithalal shemei dekudashah B'richu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'meru We continue with our Baruch Hu praise. Emily and I are going to remain seated, but we invite you to rise if you wish, or to rise in spirit. All of those wonderful comments about the righteousness taking place in the world lift all of our spirits as we elevate our prayers, joining in our Baruch Hu praise.
Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach Leolam Vaed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
I'm honored and delighted at Temple Emmanuel to be surrounded by such amazing musicians who are willing to try different things. Tim and I wanted to share with you this evening a special version of Ahavat Olam that we hope brings a smile to your face as it does to ours.
Open up your eyes and see like me. Open up your mind and now we're free. Look into your heart and we'll find love. Listen to the music of the moment, people dance and sing. We're just one big family. It's our God-given grace to feel loved. And we should not hesitate no more, it cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our grace. Love is our hearts. Ahavat Olam Bet Yisrael. Ahavat Olam Bet Yisrael. Ahavta Torah mitzvochim u'mishpatim otanu lemata. Look to Adonai and we'll find love. How can Adonai Eloheinu b'shakmenu uvkumenu nasiach b'chukecha v'nislach b'divrei toracha uv'mitzvoteka le'olam va'ed. Ahavat Olam Bet Yisrael. Ahavta Ahavat Olam Bet Yisrael. Ahavta. And we should not hesitate no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our grace. Love is ours. Ahavat Olam Bet Yisrael. Ahavta Ahavat Olam Bet Yisrael. Ahavta.
We're so glad that you are with us for our Shabbat evening service as we embrace that love of one another, embrace that love of God and God's love for us, and proclaim now words of Shema Yisrael found on page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
I have long teased that coming in from Seattle, I wanted to add a little bit of caffeine, a little pep to our chanting of Ve'ahavta, but I've received the feedback that maybe we're going just a little too fast in this video medium. That feedback is so important, and Rabbi Emily and I encourage you to keep it coming so that we can do the best by you and create the best possible experience for us all be together. It is a brave new world, and we are learning along with you. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. We continue to create our sacred community not only by welcoming one another, and I invite those who are joining us on YouTube, the Altshuls. It is so great to, virtually at least, see you. And Mark and Alice. Alice, I understand that yesterday was your birthday, and I wish you a happy belated, but also through the comment box where everybody might continue this welcoming and this building of sacred community, and by sharing your Shabbat wishes with one another, by commenting on the righteousness you see in this world. As we turn in our prayer books to page 40 for our Mi Chamocha praise, we remember that there is so much we have to be grateful for.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוספלה, נורא תהילות אוספלה. מלכותך ובניך, בוקר יום לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יאי לי לה לה לי לה 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 לה, יאי לי לה 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 לה, יאי לי לה 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 לה, יאי לי לה 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 לה.
And on page 44, we are grateful for the covenant of Shabbat as we continue with words of Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם לברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם לברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם לברית עולם.
We continue with the central portion of our prayers. If you have a copy of the congregation's prayer book, we are on page 46. If you're using the flip book version, using the search feature, simply add 18 to any of the numbers we call to catch up with us. We continue in song and in prayer.
Adonai sifetai tiftach ufi yagid tehillatech. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh Hakol, V'Zocher Chasevot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei Bneihem, Lema'an Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol atah Rav Lehoshia, Morid atah, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Ve'rofeh Cholim, U'matir Asurim, U'mekayem emunato l'shenei ofar, mi chamocha b'gevurot, u'mido melech, melech menit u'mechayeh, u'matzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh shimcha kadosh, Kadoshim b'chol yom yalucha salah, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. We continue with the central portion of our worship service, asking that our prayers matter, asking for us to find things for which we are grateful for, asking for God's peace to descend upon us in this world. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer.
Yehu l'ratzon, imrei fi, v'legion libi, lefanecha, Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, v'goali, v'goali.
Shabbat Shalom to everyone who is joining us this evening from near and far. We're connected together in this virtual space, and I agree with Leslie, it is wonderful to see all of you. I'm going to step off camera for but a moment as I prepare the next portion of our service, but I leave you in the hands of Rabbi Emily, who will guide us through our Misha Berach prayer, our prayer for healing.
Misha Berach Avotenu, Mikor Bracha Lima once before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
With this prayer, we ask for healing for those in our community, those around this world who need God's healing presence, who need the sheltering hand and active healing hand of those frontline workers around them. We take them into our hearts with our own as we pray for their healing.
Mi sheberach imotenu mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
1 year ago this Shabbat, and the year before that, and the year before that, I joked that this week's Torah portion, Tazria Mitzorah, was the worst thing you could do to a B'nai Mitzvah kid. It turns out I was wrong, as is often the case. Not reading Tazria Mitzorah, particularly when you have been working for months and for years, as Hannah Dell has been doing in preparation for tomorrow morning, that is far worse. My heart breaks for all of our spring B'nai Mitzvah families who have had celebrations put on hold. Your learning has not been in vain, however, even if you were the one, Hannah, learning about the scaly skin affection that we call tzara'at. We will celebrate those accomplishments together in community as soon as it is safe for us to do so. Hafochva v'hafochva dekol ava, we read in Pirkei Avot 5:22, turn it and turn it again, for everything is in it. I had never understood why our sacred text preserved this section about a mysterious illness of unknown origins. Why do we care about recognizing its multiple symptoms, or about its diagnostic procedures, or that those who are affected were to be put in social isolation for a 14-day period? 14 days, really, not making this up. Those inflicted and afflicted were even commanded by Torah to cover their mouths in public, which 11th century commentator Ibn Ezra clarifies to mean, and here I quote, "He shall cover his mouth with his garment. The point of this is to keep his breath from harming others by spreading the disease." How on earth are we as moderns to relate to this ancient text? How on earth, indeed. I hope you will join us tomorrow morning for Torah study at 9 a.m. as we look even closer at the remarkable parallels between this ancient world and today's novel virus. I bring up this parallel not just to pique your curiosity or as a promotion for Torah study, though I do hope that I have done both, but I bring up this connection because there is a vitally important lesson here. When we read in Leviticus 13:4 that, quote, the priest shall isolate the affected person for 7 days, we're witnessing a translation-based violence against our sacred text. You know, most every translation does it. JPS, the priest shall isolate the affected person for 7 days. Robert Alter, the priest shall confine the person with the affliction 7 days. Everett Fox, the priest is to shut up the afflicted one for 7 days. You get the point. But Ibn Ezra, again, that 11th century commentator, reminds us that that isn't what the text says. Literally, he writes, some 1,000 years before that word was overused, literally, the priest is to isolate the affection. The affection, not the person. Tzara'at in Leviticus, COVID-19 in this day and age is what needs to be isolated. It's not a punishment against a person. They've done nothing wrong. In fact, many cases of this disease occur among the tzaddikim who are rushing to help. We don't separate, isolate, confine, shut up the person, but only the disease. Making sure those words of Torah are lived is incumbent upon each of us. Did you hear this week's conversation with Cedar Sinai ethicist Dr. Stuart Finder? Yes, same last name, Mo and Laren's son. Take a listen.
There's so many issues that we have to be much more now conscious about that normally we would not be, about what it means to live in community and then do those sorts of things. From the little things, like when you walk by and you see somebody, say hello. Because it was actually the rabbi from Tree of Life who I learned this from. When people started using the term social distancing, he spoke up and said, no. It's physical distancing, not social distancing. In fact, because we are maintaining physical distance, we have to recognize that that is for the sake of social cohesion. So it's not a social distance at all. It's a social coming together. The physical distance reemphasizes the coming together. So we should be doing those things that bring us together, saying hello to strangers. I think that there's the opportunity for us to really be more open and engaged with our community, our neighbors, our friends, our families. This is an opportunity to remind us of the importance of that.
Everyday kindnesses are worth their weight in gold for a people who are feeling separated from their community. Smiling, saying hello, making eye contact, saying thank you. You can't catch the virus from these behaviors, but you can change someone's day. You can change their world. Isolate the affliction, not the person, not one another. Thank you, Ibn Ezra and Tazria Metzora, a Torah portion that I promise to never again disparage. We turn back in our Sidurim, back in our prayer books now, as we continue with Aleinu L'Shabach, again rising in spirit as is comfortable for you, as we join on page 282.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'ateit gedula l'yotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'li haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot hadama, shelo sam chalkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech, Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai, L'melech al kol ha'aretz, Bayom ha'hu, Yiyeh Adonai echad, U'shemo echad.
This time in our service, we remember those who have been taken from our midst, one who is laid to rest in recent days, Aileen Burke, as well as the yahrzeit, the commemoration of the passing of Helen Berman, Martha Y. Berman, Stanley Bober, Benjamin B. Bremen, David Bremen, Linda Bushkoff, Irving Cantor, Ben Cosrow, Dorothy Cohen Davis, Alan Demmel, Emmanuel Dim, Lillian Friedman, Rochelle Gerber, Fanny Gordon, Joseph Horowitz, Will Joseph, William Kiley, Olga Klein, Fanny Lang, Elizabeth Lerner, Harry Levine, Bernhard Lieberman, Marie Lokrick, Albert London, Charles T. Lubick, Betty Mahler, Herbert Mark, Benjamin Melnick, Isidore Meyer, Belle Natboni, Ethel Riesberg, Alois Al Schneider, Harry Simon, Helene Solomon, Renee Sterling, George Teplitz, Doris Cooper Weiner, Philip Weiner, Gail Mahler Weinstein, and Frida Weissman. If there are others you are remembering this Shabbat, or if I have inadvertently mispronounced the name of your loved one, I would invite you to say that name aloud, even if it is just you in the space you are participating in this service, that we might share their name, that we might bring their memories into the current day as we pray Zichronam Livracha. May their memories be for us an everlasting blessing. We join in words of Kaddish Yatom, our mourner's Kaddish, found on page 294 in your prayer book. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'amad yivrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayedecho Beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam l'omei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha v'richu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav, hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. We ask that God's shelter of peace is spread over us and over all who mourn, as together we say, Amen.
O sing shalom, shalom b'rama, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope that it is a day of rest, a day of peace, a day of relaxation and rejuvenation, at least as much as is possible during these trying times. Shabbat Shalom.